My final word, my final C is commitment. It could have been the first one, could have been one of the middle ones. I saved it for last, primarily because we've talked so much about how to cultivate. We talked about chemistry, we talked about character, but the reality is research shows over time that sometimes worse than for better, rather than better than for worse, it's better sometimes to go through pain early on in a relationship, to go through those stressful life events. And a lot of us early on are riddled with them. We're fighting through them, or we're trying to fight through them. I remember a situation that my wife and I went through when we were engaged that was really trying. Our first year and a half, our relationship, our first year and a half of our relationship was probably one of the most trying times of our relationship. And then we got married, and it was a kind of a breeze until we had kids. And so there are going to be things that you have to overcome. But research shows that when you overcome them together, that us against the world attitude, it leads to better relationship over time. And I believe that it all comes back to this word commitment. How committed are you? And the last exercise that I really want to give you is, on a scale of 1 to 10, write down, where am I at on my commitment level to this relationship? Is divorce ever going to be a factor? If it is, put your commitment level at maybe a 5. If divorce is never going to be a factor, I'm not even going to use the D word. I'm at a 10 in my commitment level to you. If we're going to get married, but we're not sure that we're ever going to stay together, we're going to do it until it's convenient for us to depart one another, then put it at a 1. One of the questions that I ask couples a lot is, what is the greatest thing you're going to lose when you get married? And often couples will say independence. And the reality is, I don't think it is. I think we lose our sense of the ideal. We have this idea, we build up in our head what marriage is going to be like, and all of a sudden we step into it and we get this sense of invulnerability, like our relationship is never going to stay, like we're never going to have any trials, we're going to be in love, we're going to be giddy and Twitter-pated for the rest of our lives, we're just going to stay connected. And the reality is I think stressful life events early on can really help increase that commitment and that us against the world attitude, because it takes out the sense of invulnerability early. It gets rid of the sense of the ideal. And what you have left is that us against the world attitude where we're fighting for one another. And we know that we can get through this. And so I just think that those, yes, can stressful life events lead to divorce? Yes, they're one of the strongest predictors of divorce. Money problems, those types of things. But when you go through them together, they're also found to have a greater protective factor in helping you stay together when you're committed to the process. So write down on a scale of 1 to 10 how committed we are to one another, and making sure that word divorce may never be used. And I just really want to encourage you as we close today. This is my final word. I'm so proud of you. I'm excited for you. I genuinely believe that your marriage is going to be one of the best that has ever happened in your family lineage. We've looked at hindsight. We've looked at foresight. We've brought an awareness about who we are and where we're headed. And I'm proud of you for doing that. I hope that your wedding day is more beautiful than you ever could have imagined it to be. And I also hope that you reach out for help if you need it. There are so many resources out there at Thriveworks and other places for you to get the resources you need to have the best relationship that you could have ever imagined. And so I'm just going to leave you with this departing word. My ideal of marriage, it got blown away. Marriage is different than I ever thought it would be, but it's so much better than I ever thought it would be. And it is that way because my wife and I have put in the work, we've stayed committed, and we're fighting for one another every single day. And I'm telling you, there's nothing more rewarding than to know that there's another human on this planet fighting for your heart more than anybody else. And so I hope the same for you. I wish the same for you. It's been an honor journeying with you, and I can't wait to hopefully see you again soon.